BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
The Airbus A350 has featured in the headlines quite a lot of late, and today I thought I'd take a look at what you could argue is one of the biggest stories in the past few weeks. This is surrounding two engine shutdowns mid-flight involving the aircraft type. The two engine shutdowns labelled now as incidents are being investigated by Airbus and also engine manufacturer Rolls-Royce, who are powering these A350s. The cause of the shutdown? Drinks being spilled in the cockpit of the Airbus A350. Now the spillage impacted the control panels located directly on the cockpit centre pedestal. An odd cause for an incident that seemingly was indeed preventable. During one of the flights which took place on the 21st of January, the Airbus A350 saw its right-hand engine shut down mid-flight. Pilots worked to get the engine restarted but reportedly failed to do so. The aircraft was then diverted to Alaska. This was a Delta Airlines flight that was originating in Detroit and heading to South Korea, highlighting how early on in the same flight, the engine shutdown did indeed occur. As the jet was flying over Canada, Flight Global said that it took actually nearly half an hour for the engine to shut down following the drink being spilled in the cockpit. In fact, the control panel which housed the important controls for the engine saw the spillage leak through, and this in turn was probably one of the worst possible places to have a drink spillage. Interestingly enough though, while this Delta Airlines flight incident took place on the 21st of January this year, the second incident actually occurred back in 2019. In fact, roughly some 3 months ago at the beginning of November. The spillage, similar to that Delta Airlines flight I just touched on, hit the same pedestal and in turn shut down the same engine, to be specific, just like that Delta Airlines flight. Now, a spokesperson who replied to the travel blogging website Business Insider said, "Safety is a top priority in aviation, and this constant dialogue is a strong contributor to the excellent safety track record we see today in aviation." Something like this is frankly preventable. Over the years, we've seen and we've really become accustomed to engine shutdowns mid-flight, and sadly, it's a common occurrence nowadays. However, usually the reasoning behind the shutdowns are far more technical than this. Say, an issue to the engine or plane itself, maybe a blade issue that causes the engine to shut down rather than a spilled drink in the cockpit. Talk moved over to social media, of course, on this incident, with many obviously critiquing how this all took place, while others also suggesting potentially better ways to store drinks in the future so that they do not spill on the control panel. However, I would definitely add that wiring is everywhere in that cockpit, so you always run the risk of something spilling when you're drinking it inside that cockpit. Ultimately, both incidents are under control, and the two aircrafts have undergone repairs to replace the damaged electrical circuits and systems, while Airbus and Rolls-Royce further investigate how the spillage managed to exactly shut down the engine. The full link to Flight Global's piece can be found in the description under the sources and more information area if you're interested in reading more. If you have any thoughts on the shutdown though, feel free to post them in the comment section below, and as always, I'll see you next time.